Before we begin this story, let me ask you something simple. Where are you watching from right now, and what time is it for you? Tell me in the comments. It helps this history reach more people. And if you want more untold stories the world rarely teaches, subscribe and share this video with someone who should hear it. Now let us step back in time to the moment when millions of Africans woke up one morning without knowing that everything in their world was about to change. We start with a simple object: heavy iron chains. The same chains used to enslave Africans weighed about 20 kilograms. 20 kilograms of cold metal. 20 kilograms that locked onto wrists, ankles, and necks. 20 kilograms that shaped lives and shaped history. Imagine a quiet village in West Africa. Children running, women cooking, men returning from the farms. The morning air soft and warm. Life moving with its own rhythm. Then the ground shakes. Not from the earth, but from boots, from guns, from strangers. In a few minutes, the peace disappears. People are tied, pushed, dragged, forced away from their homes. Families torn apart so fast that screams barely leave the throat. The march to the coast begins. It could last days or weeks. Captives walk barefoot. Some walk on wounds. Some do not survive the journey at all. Those who reach the slave forts are already weak. But the worst part waits for them inside. There in the dark stone rooms the chains lie in piles. Thick cuffs, long links, heavy locks. When a captive is forced forward, the sound of the lock closing is sharp. It is a sound survivors remembered for the rest of their lives. A sound that said your freedom is no longer yours. The weight of 20 kilograms was not random. It was meant to crush strength, to take away the idea of escape, to weaken the spirit before the ship even arrived. Some chains connected people together. If one fell, everyone fell. If one collapsed, the chain dragged them until guards cut them loose. Inside the forts, the air smelled of sweat, fear, and seawater. Outside, the waves hit the shore with a slow rhythm. Behind those waves waited the ships, dark wooden bodies that would carry people across the Atlantic and erase everything they knew. When captives were forced onto the ships, the chains stayed on. In the lower decks, hundreds lay pressed together, barely able to move, barely able to breathe. Every shift of a leg or arm made the iron clank. Disease spread fast. Hunger took many. The air below deck was so thin people fainted and never woke up. Yet even in death, the chains remained. Bodies were thrown into the sea, still wearing them. Why did the chains stay on for the entire journey? Because the system was built on fear. Because escape meant losing profit. Because captivity was designed to break the body and the mind. When ships reached the Americas, chains were removed only long enough for sale. Then new chains replaced them. On plantations, metal followed people everywhere. On the field, at night, in punishment, during escape attempts. The sound of iron became part of daily life. Despite all this, many still resisted in small ways and big ways. Some whispered stories from home. Some taught children songs. Some fought back. Some ran even when they knew they might not survive. Hope lived quietly in the heart. Hope is harder to kill than a body. Generations passed. The chains changed shape. Sometimes they became laws. Sometimes they became social systems. Sometimes they became silence in school books. But the weight never fully disappeared. Today, those same chains sit behind museum glass. Silent, clean, motionless. But they hold a history carved into every link. They tell the story of strength stolen and strength regained. The story of a people who carried 20 kilograms of iron but refused to let it crush their spirit. Let me ask you something. How much of this were you taught in school? And what part of this story hits you the most? Tell me in the comments. It helps this truth reach even further. If you want more deep history like this, watch the full documentary on the channel and subscribe so you do not miss future stories. Share this video with someone who needs to understand where we come from and what our ancestors endured. History is not just dates and maps. It is the weight carried by those who survived.